Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra Can. I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. And I'd like to say a big giant thank you to him. Also, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Also, like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Sometimes I share the link. If I share the link and your profile looks like this, please show me this. And then if you're not comfortable, you can go back to that. Just know that, especially if I've never seen you on here before, I absolutely must see your face to make sure you are who you say you are. We can get a good look at you if you want to be up to some shenanigans. You could believe that. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Democrats silent about Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass giving cash aid to immigrants. And of course, I'm going to explain all of that to you. And I'm going to show y'all a short snippet of a video. Also, for the comment section, it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. So let's be as respectful as possible. Also, the same thing for us here on the panel. Also, like to say thank you to my moderators. You are the best moderators in the world. I could not and would not do this without you. Before I give it to Donovan, who do we have on here? MC Fact, how you doing? Lachey, what's going on with you? Mike, nice. Hope you're having a nice day. It's Edgy, what's going on? Maureen, Diane, Brother Reggie in the building. Clifford, how you doing? Who else? Bakari, yes, you made it, and you made it early. Hey, Thunder, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Melvia, how you doing? Says, I thought it was Culver City that has 50,000 for migrants. We're going to get it all up into it. Anyway, Donovan, what say you?
Well, after a bunch of technical problems, we finally got it fixed. I cannot use my, paid for high-tech stuff on this computer for some reason. It's kind of integrated in there. But you guys, welcome. It's 3 o'clock over here in California, so that means it's Demetra K time. Do us a favor. We got a scrolling banner at the bottom there. If you guys want to continue to have these great conversations, there's ways you can donate and keep the content creator motivated. There's Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash, money orders, however you guys want to do it. Also, a quick reminder to remember to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it on Google Play, Apple Store. Not only do you get great content from Juan Gale and the other great contributors, you also get Philip Scott, Demetra K, Vicky Dillard, and you get videos that you don't see in your YouTube algorithm. So there's specific videos there that you're never going to see unless you are a subscribed member. So please do that. And hopefully next year, Brother Phil will do other discounts so that we could give those out as gifts. I mean, it makes great gifts, keeps people informed. A lot of people are basically finding out what is going on with this Democratic Party. And if you saw my live earlier, Demetra, it isn't about Black anymore. The Democratic Party is against American, and it doesn't make any sense. Demetra, you have a baby. If you had a piece of bread, do you feed your child or do you feed my child first? Yeah, of course, that's human nature, right? You're going to feed your child first. But see, the Democrats, anti-American, because they rather feed people that shouldn't be here to begin with. And this is going to be a great conversation because you guys have some serious comments and opinions. I saw it on my show and I saw it on a few other programs. And people are just outraged now because they're actually seeing the Democratic Party has moved on from Black people and just they prioritizing immigrants. It just doesn't make sense. Let's get into this.
Absolutely. So hello to everybody that's come on here. So I'm going to get into it. Of course, by now you guys maybe have heard that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has made a decision to, among other things, I'm going to get into that, give migrants cash aid due to the austerity of the ICE raids that have been going on. So I'm going to show y'all a video really quick. Hey, Detroit, how you doing? I'll show y'all a video real quick, and then we'll get more into it. Here you go.
resource centers, but we also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you know, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. You know, I have met with family members who they needed 2 incomes in order to make the rent. Well, 1 income was lost in a raid when someone was detained, and this woman with her children now is concerned that she might face being evicted and being homeless. And so it's that type of emergency assistance, and we're fortunate that there's a lot of philanthropic partners who have contributed, and many more I hope that will join in and contribute. We're organizing food deliveries. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we are having to do now to protect people from the federal government.
All right, so we'll move Karen Bass. As y'all heard her say that they are organizing to where they could give Angelino cards to immigrants that have been affected by the ICE raids. Now I'm going to give you guys just a little bit more detail. And I should say that the Angelino card is something that is from the city, but it is funded, so they say, by private donations. But more specifically, okay, Mayor Karen Bass is providing cash aid to immigrants due to a response to aggressive ICE raids starting early June 2025. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and National Guard forces have carried out raids across Los Angeles, including a militarized operation at MacArthur Park, creating widespread fear in immigrant communities, okay? Now, in response, Mayor Bass signed an executive directive on July 11th through 12th of this year to bolster protections for immigrants and city workers. Now, cash assistance through private sources. Mayor Bass launched a cash aid initiative, preloaded cash cards worth a few $100s per person, distributed by immigrant rights organizations such as SHRLA, which is a coalition for human immigrant rights. Let's see, the aid is 100% funded by philanthropic donors, not the city's general fund. Now, many immigrants are too afraid. This is what they're saying, right? Many immigrants are too afraid to leave home to work following the raids, leading to lost income and risk of eviction. The cash assistance aims to provide urgent relief to families hit by these disruptions. Now, the directive mandates city departments to ensure compliance with Los Angeles sanctuary ordinance. So they became officially a sanctuary city last year in November, right? So it's been official. The whole city council, they unanimously said, okay, yeah, we are officially sanctuary city, which means that they do not help the federal government in regards to trying to remove illegal immigrants or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. They actually aim to protect them. Okay, so that's what a sanctuary city means. Okay. Now, let's see here. And it says, and file Freedom of Information Act of FOIA request to track ICE activity in the city since early June. So they're like, yo, we want to be able to track all this activity because there's people missing. They said about 2,300 immigrants have been snatched out of there. So the city of Los Angeles, per that of Mayor Bass, is saying, listen, we want to know, we want the paperwork on those people. We want to see where they are, what you guys done to them. Are they truly, you know, out of compliance as far as not supposed to be here, right? Okay. So Los Angeles is joining lawsuits challenging the federal raids and seeking accountability from the Trump administration. So it sounds like a federal judge agreed with Los Angeles and that they should basically have jurisdiction over their own city. And Trump, along with the federal government, cannot just come in there and do what they're doing. We'll see what happens with that. Now, Bass has explicitly framed this executive order and financial assistance as an assertion of Los Angeles' identity as a proud city of immigrants. She emphasizes moral leadership in protecting vulnerable communities. Okay. So again, the cash aid, from what they're saying, is not coming from Los Angeles's fund. It's, you know, different private donors. Now, this Angelino card became a thing under Mayor Eric Garcetti. And it sounds like during COVID and things like that, it was cards with the money on it to help people for whatever reason. So she's saying we're kind of bringing that back to help with people because she says, you know, let's say it was a family of 2. One of them got deported or snatched up. Now they only have one income of if they were working, right? So this is just going to help them, whatever the case is. But of course, we always got to usher in Black Americans, and specifically that of Black Los Angelinos, if you will. Now, it said that they are about 9% of the population in Los Angeles, but make up over 1% of the homeless population, right? And that Black people in Los Angeles are the most homeless out of everybody. Now, I took the liberty. I was like, okay, well, what has Karen Bass specifically done for Black people in Los Angeles? Now, they did all this everybody stuff, right? But one of the things they mentioned was, oh, she built this center in Watts, California. I guess it's supposed to be a resource center. So then I did the next best thing. I was like, okay, well, what's the population in Watts? Of course, it's predominantly Hispanic to the tune of like 77%. So it's like, can they really say that's what she did for Black people? Then I went to when she was in the House of Representatives in Washington. She was there from 2011 to 2022. And nothing specific. It was, so she tried or she championed the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act was one of them. Of course, we know it only went through the House and never passed the Senate. And some other things that wasn't nothing burger, it was all lives type of thing. So to answer the question is she's done nothing specifically for Black people on a national level and there on a local level. So with that, why are the Democrats silent? Okay. Now, this really makes me mad, and I'm really going to try to not go there. But why are they silent? This morning, I was listening to Reverend Al Sharpton. I didn't get a chance to call, but I was listening to him, and he's Trump is this, Trump is that, oh, Trump this, and everybody's calling there, Trump, well, Trump is, oh, he's a sexual predator. And I kept getting mad because I'm like, y'all can talk about all the stuff Trump is doing. But right there in Los Angeles, California, Mayor Karen Bass is 10 toes down for the immigrants. And let's keep it a buck. The ones that are getting up out of there, we're going to say, allegedly are illegal. But they're going to die on that hill. But I have not once seen Karen or anybody else die on the hill for Black people. In fact, Karen is in a city with a city council not too long ago, mostly Hispanics. The Hispanics in the city council were talking crap about Black Americans and he's with the Blacks and all that to the tune of them losing their jobs. Karen knows that, but yet she's standing there, and if you notice, behind her was nothing but Hispanics. And the Asian community, their coalition says, oh, we stand with them. We are standing with our Latino brothers and sisters. And it's like, oh, y'all standing with the Latino brothers and sisters, and we know they got a coalition in California. But remember, they say to us, Black Americans, where y'all at? I even heard Al Sharpton say that. Oh, y'all next. Black Americans are next. The 14th Amendment, they wrote that for y'all, but, they got to include the immigrants, this, that, and the other, and y'all next, so we can't afford to sit down. And I'm like, is he serious? So again, Karen Bass she's not rare in the Democrat Party. They're now doing this stuff out loud and unapologetically. Before, they would, throw rocks and hide their hands and pretend like they're for Black Americans. But now they're out in the open with it. All those Black Americans that are homeless there in Los Angeles. Now, of course, I looked. And they said, oh, well, yes, she's helped some homeless people in Los Angeles. It's called the Inside something. But again, it's an all lives matter policy. Nothing specific for Black Californians, or I'd say Black Los Angeles, because she's, mayor of Los Angeles. So I want to know where the Democrats are. We need them to come to the front and explain. Any Democrats on here, we need y'all to come to the front. And matter of fact, any Democrats on here, I'm going to share the link for you. And I want to know, why is it that y'all are so silent when Democrats do this kind of stuff, but y'all loud as I am right now? When Trump does, I don't care what he does. Y'all are mad. I go up and down my timeline on social media and I see y'all whining and crying about Trump, but y'all never have nothing to say about the Democrats and their benign neglect of Black people. And I'm going to get to you guys' comments. Donovan?
Yeah, I'm not going to take too much of your time because you are pretty much stolen all my talking points, which is awesome because that shows that people are paying attention and looking what's going on. I'm boots on the ground here in California, and I'm telling you, the Black population is being gentrified physically out of neighborhoods. The biggest landlords in California are Asian. Now, please explain to me, you guys, how can, and I'm going to talk specifically about Vietnamese Asians, okay? How can Vietnamese Asians, who were less than 2% in 1973 when they were flown in here through the military after the fall of Vietnam or during the fall of Vietnam, they were flown in here, put into these camps at Camp Pendleton and all these other places, and these people went from 2% in 1973 to, I think there are about 8 to 9% Asians as a whole. We've been 14% since the 1960s. So, and if that's the case, then there's a genocide going on with Black people. Nobody's addressing these issues of why the Black population is not growing. Now, I got into a debate with a friend of mine, and if you went to my Facebook page, I specifically went to Walmart and I snapped a picture of how they have certain groups of food. There's the Mexican section, right? Mexican food. Then you have the Armenian food. Then you have the Asian section and all this other stuff. Where's the Black section? So a friend of mine AI something and it says, well, you know, soul food is specific to America and it's American and this, that. So whenever I hear the argument, we're next, how can you say in one breath, we're next to be deported? Number one, you have to have a place to be deported to. And yet you're saying we're American. If we're Americans and we are ingrained in the soil of this country, which we are, we've been in every war of this country, you're talking out of both sides of your necks. And what kills me, and Dimitri, you and I were talking about this yesterday, it bothers the hell out of me. And it goes to show you what the Democratic Party thinks of Black men. It bothers the hell out of me that these Ricky Smileys, oh, I'm a HBCU, I'm in a frat. You mean to tell me you frat boys, you fat boys, whatever you guys call yourselves, are all of that? You guys act like you're all of that. And you see Ricky Smiley, a grown ass man, get up on a live and say he's afraid. What the hell are you afraid of, Negro? You're a man. I don't care if you were 13 years old. You better get up and protect the village. It is disgusting how these grown men are out here showing the world their panties. It's just disgusting. No wonder these women have no respect for us. It just blows my mind. But Culver City is giving $50,000. And my question to you guys is this. How many of you guys have lost your jobs? How many of you guys don't have a second provider in your household? So where's your check? How many of you guys don't have health care? Where's your health care? How many of you guys just don't want to go to work, but you want a check? Where's your check? This is the lunacy that the Democratic Party is putting out there as legitimate. You're supposed to take care of your citizens first, not last. But I want to hear what you guys got to say. So let's see what you guys got to say.
Absolutely. And Timothy, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Trevon, how you doing? Yeah, that's some BS for sure. All right, and hello to everybody else that's come on here. Timothy and Brother Don, how you doing? My triple OG moderator. Timothy says, if I was younger and Latino, I can't say I wouldn't use another country to get over and not a crystal ball. Yet still, they give money to Latinos. I would think the U.S. are fools as Latinos. Like, yes, yeah, they opened the door for them. So, of course, they're going to come through, right? Romeo, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jay Sanders, what's going on? Says Democrats was done with Black Americans after Obama left office. They were done with us way before that, to be honest with you. Hey, Sunlight, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's see. Let me skip down because I'm a little bit behind. Michael, how you doing? He says, great to see you on this lovely Sunday, and same here. Yes, indeed. Brother Stephen, how you doing? Tell your wife to say hello. EW, what's going on? He says Trump needs to stop this. I don't know if he can. He doesn't have jurisdictions over the cities as he's the president of the nation, not president of the city. Karen Bass, the mayor, actually is. Right. Let's see here. Dr. Lauren, how you doing? Melvia says food stamps aren't going as far as they used to. Food stamps, regular money, none of it, right? I was just at the grocery store the other day and oh my God, I said, this cannot be real life. Tyrone, how you doing? Says, now that they have kind of fixed that 14th Amendment, they should change the rules of the census to only count citizens and not just bodies. Now California gets all of the responsibilities and no extra pile. Jordan, how you doing? It says, keep singing, we shall overcome, continue to vote for the Democrats. Yeah, it ain't gonna be me. Mad Dog, how you doing?
I don't mean to cut you off. I don't know if you guys remember that's one thing I said a while back. The Democrats, it's about the census. That's why they have no problem bringing in these illegals, because the more people you have, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. You get more congressional seats and you get more federal dollars. That's why they're flooding them in here. One of the reasons.
Yes, indeed. 540D. Thank you so much for the donation. Once again, that is a great donation. Love and appreciate you. And it definitely does help. So thank you so much. I cannot express my gratitude enough, and welcome. Jay Sanders, he says, Black people helped vote her in office along with Brandon Johnson. Look in the mirror.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. 70% of people that voted for Maxine Waters, Hispanic. The majority of people of votes that, because there's not enough Black people in LA, the majority of people that voted Karen Bass in the office are Hispanic.
But the operative word being helped. So they didn't say that it was because of them, but they helped. Yes. So
well, that's in every election. I mean, you could take one Black person and say, oh, they helped. One Black person voted. It's still subjective. Yeah. Okay.
Shanini, I hope I said that right. How you doing? It says, how do you expect people to stand by us when we don't stand by ourselves? You make a great point. A lot of this is on us as well. Keep voting for our demise, right? Brina, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brother Reddy says, I hope MSDNC fires Al Sharpie pen next. He ain't going nowhere because he does a great job of disseminating masses talking points, right? Cynthia Haynes, how you doing? Hope you're doing well this fine Sunday. Shaw, what's going on? Says, why should they pretend? They know we know they work against us. They know now, right? So of course now they're doing all of their best to try to keep us on the plantation by trying to keep us scared, right? Romeo, he says they stalling with the FBA community. Now the cat is out the bag. Now it's in the comment cutoff, but it's definitely out the bag, right? Byron, how you doing? Says, I'm not surprised. This is prophecy being fulfilled. Shalom, family. You're absolutely right. If you know, right? Jay Bubba, how you doing? Says, yeah. Where are the Democrat shields? They don't think we're paying attention, but we are paying attention. Raven, how you doing? Says, not surprised. She was married and have children with you crazy with Juan. So it's no surprise where her loyalty resides. I hope Trump continues to round up the illegals since 9% of us are not enough to vote her fade cut butt out of office.
Yeah, and you got to ask yourself, where are the pastors? The pastors that are supposed to be quoting Bible and how things are supposed to run. If you cross the border, the Bible specifically says, obey Caesar's laws. So when you cross that border illegally, you're going against God. So where are the pastors involved in this about right and wrong? They're silent. Have you guys noticed that? Jamal Bryant, they're all silent. All of these people who shield for the Democratic Party.
David, how you doing? Says, even the Cajun skeleton, James Carville, told them they need to stop focusing on illegals and focus on American citizens. The Democrats got rocks in their stubborn heads. Yeah, they think that if they try to freak people out long enough, that eventually people say, oh gosh, we're next. We better, fall in line type of thing, but it's not working. Shinigami, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else haven't I seen on here? Dano, what's going on with you? Candy, how you doing? I'm Disputed Truth. Hope you're doing well. Says, where's Sylvia's good products? And Sylvia, who's that? Matt Q, how you doing? Says, they find a place to send you. And what does that mean exactly? And I know I'm behind, so forgive me, y'all. And Fresh Air, how you doing? Says, Vit means through the Black Panthers, then the 70s, gangs and gun smuggling and drugs, whites let it happen. Okay. Deacon Weasel, how you doing? Where have you been? You have been missing in action. But thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. So you talking about Sylvia's, the restaurant Sunlight in New York? Amber, how you doing? He says, when someone adores a spiteful felon, I'm gonna send you a link because you be up in this comment section. Although I think I kind of might know who you are, but I'm my spidey senses is kind of telling me this comment, this type of comment sounds really familiar. But anyway, you say when someone adores a spiteful felon who was found liable for fraud and sexual abuse, they love GOP cruelty like alligator Alcatraz. It reveals a lot about what kind of person they are. Okay, Amber. Lions Den, how you doing? It says everyone is including a lot of our women are against black men. Nothing new. No, not a lot, just a few. Actually, the majority of black women are for black men. Okay. Get around some good black women. Jersey Drive says scary A talking about Ricky Smiley. And 540 say absolutely. Brina says my cousin was in real estate in the 70s. She said Asians worked with I think you're saying were printing fake W-2s for the Asians to show false income when purchasing property. Yeah, that was a thing back then. Fake W-2s and pay stubs and all that kind of stuff, right? All right, who else haven't I seen? Easy E, how you doing? Says nah, he no man. Ricky, little sweet, y'all better quit. JBWR says fair is fair, and these them stay playing in our faces. Well, we got to stop letting them do it, right? He knows how you doing. Says Biden's entire 4 years in office, and they were busy talking about Trump. Yep. Pink Blue, how you doing? Says blacks need to sue her for discrimination, giving all those funds to illegals, not giving blacks on same level of funds to black community. Well, it says that it's coming from, a private organization. Again, the Coalition for Human Rights, Human Immigrant Rights. So I don't know who it's comprised of. Probably their people, right? But I get what you're saying. Logical Speaks. How you doing? Says Trump need to follow that money. Yeah, but I'm not quite sure what all he really can do, right? Sharon, how you doing? Deacon, thank you once again for that. He says, Mayor with the Floyd Evans haircut. Y'all better leave Karen hair alone.
Outright than calling
Florida Evans.
Yeah, outright than calling martial law. There's not much Trump can do, and to call martial law in a major American city, it's that wouldn't go well.
Yeah, and Bernice, I hear what you're saying. Says, hey, everyone, just wanted to say that illegal immigrants are California's fourth largest economy. Well, couldn't Americans be if they were not here? You know what I'm saying? And I know that they are the fourth largest economy, but they're also taking minimum wage jobs, right? I'll give you a perfect example. Okay, I got a niece and a nephew who are out for the summer, right? And they're trying to find a job, but they simply cannot find a job. Usually restaurants and things like that, they cannot find a job, especially in California, because they're making $21 an hour in fast foods. So, and mostly it's probably adults with those jobs. And I would venture to say there are probably a lot of illegal immigrants doing that. So with that being said, them making up the fourth largest economy, I wouldn't be ashamed to say that they're the fourth largest economy instead of saying that money should go to a citizen, a resident, right? So why is that? They shouldn't even be an economy at all, opposed to, like I said, homeless black people and anybody else in California that's struggling to pay their bills or whatever the case is. Those jobs can go to them. I'm just saying. But
and then Bernice, whenever I hear somebody say an argument about, kind of like, well, illegals, positive about what illegals are doing, why aren't they doing that in Mexico? Why do they got to come here and do it? Why don't you do that in Mexico? And I'm very sure, Bernice, you saw in Mexico City how the Mexicans felt about the gentrification of what's going on in Mexico. They are sounding just like us here. Hey, you come in this country, you got to speak Spanish. You come in here, you got to assimilate. But what they're doing here as the fourth largest economy, why can't they do that in Mexico?
And Timothy, thank you once again. You said, don't forget, Democrats gives Americans $750 so that's what they got for the fires in Altadena. Yes, and I saw somebody else mention, what about the black communities in Altadena? What did they get, right? I heard that those they're selling their houses and properties, land left and right, because they just cannot afford to rebuild, and it's sad because it's a historically black community in LA area per se. So absolutely. And Bakari says Culver City is offering $50,000 to these illegals. So I haven't personally heard about that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just didn't see it. But yeah, What about everybody else? And Albie Chill too. How you doing? Says the older generation in my family are finally starting to wake up. Yeah, you just got to keep talking, right? Harley Lynn, how you doing? Says she's obviously getting a bag of money from her own pockets to do this ridiculous ish. I don't know, right? Gunny Yor 22. I hope I said that right. Sorry about that. He says the genocide is a unaliving of babies and the failure to allow ourselves to be counted accurately for census and not keeping our families together, being silent when and or complacent when the illegals get free. And I'm going to say this to you. I used to work for the census, and I agree with you. A lot of times when census workers come to the door and try to get numbers, oh, I don't talk to the government. Now, listen, I get it. Again, especially Black people, we don't trust the government because the government's giving us reason not to, right? But a lot of times I'm good now. I'm not going to give you that information. It's like, and you try to explain to them, hey, you got to be counted. It's for the district, and they know how much money and funds and everything to bring send here. I ain't going to do it. So you're right. Some of that is on us. Yes. All right. So let's see who else is on here. R Ward. Did I say hello to you? Not hello. Let's see. Death before dishonor. What's going on with you? Lene, how you doing? It says, are they giving illegals 50,000 individually? This is one of the reasons why I don't regret voting for Trump. I don't care too much for him and his ilk either. Yeah, you're like a lot of people. A lot of people like Trump is not my cup of tea, but I'm surely not going to vote for Kamala and she get in and do more of this. Matter she got it. She done more of this on a national level. Okay. Kay Daniels, how you doing? Says she must be getting paid off the cartel for real.
Yeah, it's alleged that that's where a lot of the funding is coming from, and that's why it's alleged. It's alleged that's where a lot of that is coming from. And then let's just look at it from a logical sense. ICE just raided a marijuana farming plant, right? 10 minor children were found there, and the Democrats are defending this. They're defending it. Think about that.
Yeah. Thunder, yes, we can. Says DK, can you do a poll and see who will still vote for the Democrats in the chat? So yes, if you will vote for the Democrats, I guess in the midterms or the national election or wherever you're at or whatever, put a 2 in the chat. If no, put a 1. I hope I remember that. 2 for yes, 1 for no. And we can see who will still vote for the Democrats. And there's no judgment here. You can vote for whoever you want, right? Definitely for dishonor. Thank you so much. You said this is not surprising, but where's the study? Well, they've done the study, but the conclusion was, oh, it's a multi-year. It's a multi-year study. We're still studying, especially if we're talking about the California reparations. They still studying.
No, I think death before dishonor is saying, where's the study on giving these people money?
Oh, well, they don't.
There's no study when it's just giving everybody else money. But when it comes to Black people, we need a 2 or 3 year study. We're not really sure how slavery really impacted. But in California, they completed the study. They completed it.
Well, we've talked about this before. We know why they didn't get a study. We know why Asians didn't get a study. They didn't get a study because, in a sense, not totally, but, they're a little bit more organized than we are. See, they don't have the Asians and the Hispanics per se as a voting block permanent. They got Black Americans as a permanent voting block. They know we don't have to do nothing for them. We just keep promising them fried chicken and fish fries and, twerking to the polls, and they'll be all right with that, right? We'll get their pastors to continue to tell them, hey, you need to keep voting for the Democrats. They ain't got to do nothing for us because we haven't made them. And up until recently, in the last, I say, decade or so, and here and there in the past, obviously, we haven't really demanded that they do anything specifically for us, right? So some of that is on us. And honey, how you doing? It says, I'm Los Angeles born and raised. I want to know how can we as FBAs get in on the free money? Because if we got in line, they would show their hand and the Dems to the Dems and illegals. Oh yeah, that ain't for us. You come back another time. You crazy.
Like Maxine Waters to the homeless. I want you to go home right now. Go home.
Right. Sean, how you doing? Since Gavin Newsom is trying to make a run for president, I think so too. I think that he is. And I definitely think that Governor Wes Moore is as well. Yes, totally. But Gavin Newsom is effing it up.
Make it. Yeah, Gavin Newsom ain't going to make it. What he did in the reparations thing, that was recognized all over the country. So Black people are aware of what he did.
Yes, Zaya says black people voted for Biden in droves, even after he said he was going to let in millions of illegal immigrants. Blame ourselves, but I voted for Trump in 2020. Absolutely. He said he was going to do it. And even, with Kamala and all the shenanigans she had going on, she had 92% of black women and 78% of black men who voted for her. So,
and remember, she was the border czar. She was the border czar.
And Bobby, you said,
why haven't you gone to the border, Demetra?
Well, I haven't gone to Europe either. Bobby says some of them are still going to support the Democrats. Oh, a lot of them are going to support the Democrats. A lot. You can believe that because they're freaked out, right? They're scared that we're next and all this other stuff. But let's say we are next. What will the Democrats do to protect black people to make sure that we're not next? They're not ever going to do anything to make sure that black people, because they had plenty of chances to make sure that we weren't next, getting a knee on our neck, next, being chased down as you're running, next with anything else. They never made sure we weren't next. So now all of a sudden, they want us to pretend that we're going to be next along with them. It's like, and as I always ask, if we are next, what are we going to do to stop them? Now, I'm not saying all of us will lay down and not do nothing, but what is the plan, man? Are we, and I'm asking this of you, Al Sharptons, Rickies, and Rollins and all this, what is the plan? Besides freaking black people out, they just say, okay, we're going to meet up here over here, and you're at midnight. Is there a plan? Are you just Negroes be scared? That's not a plan. Let's see who else came on here. Lance, did I say hello to you? Says a class action lawsuit needs to be filed against California government for discrimination and treason. Good luck with that, right? Easy says LA County has 900,000 illegals. How does this happen without Democratic help? Oh no, the Democrats definitely help. They definitely are complicit. All right.
And the cartels. It is alleged the cartels are funding political campaigns and Hispanic businesses. How? And Demetra is a witness in one of the Mexican businesses here. We got a guy that runs every year for political office, and he's running for political office, and he's a business owner. And then when they ask him a business question, he's like, he sounds totally like he's out of his league. But he has a restaurant that has no foot traffic.
Well, and again, completely, totally allegedly, I personally haven't heard that. But then when I think about, and I'm not saying it's not true, but when I think about the cartel and, Democrats or politicians in general, then why is El Chapo still in prison? I'm just saying, if they funding all this money, you know what I mean? I'm just asking questions out loud. Taya, how you doing? Says, Karen Bass was a part of a domestic terrorist group that tried to blow up the Capitol. She is a full-blown communist and has ties to Cuba. Heard, I don't know how true any of that is. I just don't, try to further things that I really have no knowledge of, but I definitely look into it. Richard, how you doing? Says Karen Bass has compassion. She's rare because there are not many blacks with compassion. Ooh, I almost said something about your mama, but I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it.
So far in the chat, we've got nothing but ones. I haven't seen a 2 yet.
You mean so 2s means that they not gonna vote? Yes means that they will.
Yeah, you have 2 means yes. You said 2 means yes. 1
okay,
means
gotcha. Yes, okay, thank you. Lions Den, he says, no, that is not true. All we've seen the videos they put out in the clubhouses, etc., and stats and data divestors. So we have receipts, and I'm not quite sure what that's in regards. So I'm going to catch up. Gwen, how you doing? Says I live in Alabama. Our mayor or governor would never do ish like that. Illegal immigrants can't get nothing here. And that's true for a lot of red states, right? Miss Allie, how you doing? Says Cartelifornia screaming, you crazy. All right. And Raw, how you doing? Says while Trump was working at McDonald's, Kamala was doing 5. You need to stop.
Wait. So since we're on a break right there, fellas, this is the person who called in the suite down in Sosua. You're looking at it right here.
And did, and will do it again. Okay. As Edgar says, it is impossible to break black spirit. Them folks and other groups should know that. And they know that. Deacon, he says the church bus broke down again. Brother Reddy says there will be no Esther Rose slander at all. Daryl, how you doing? Jamal, what's going on? She says, who needs compassion when they're hungry? Food dummies. Okay. Lady Diana, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brina says, black men are rising up against again as leaders in our community. I'm supporting lead us in the right direction. Come on, please, and thank you. Elder Dwayne, how you doing? Says, since Trump put out illegal immigrants out, black men are getting construction trade jobs again. Yes, I've seen and heard all about it. Yes.
And real quick for you guys to for some information, the left activist judge that put an injunction on what Trump can do in Los Angeles, she's a far left activist judge, and she is of African descent and tethered.
Which is a word I don't like. Quincy, did I say hello to you? Says they are proudly posting themselves as illegal economy with America, and black culture goes to jail for our illegal economy. Come on now. Come on now. You said a word right there.
Right. But back to that judge real quick. Notice that a black woman judge is signing off on the BS against black people. That's what I wanted to put that out there for. An activist black judge. These people are all Democrats before they're black. She sees what they're doing in real time, and yet she put this injunction out there like that, which is going to be overturned. It's going to be overturned.
Sunshine, how you doing? Says it's sad how black Americans are being taken advantage of by Democrats. Yeah, well, that's partly our fault too, because a lot of great people tried to wake us up about the shenanigans of the Democrats, and we didn't want to hear. We are plugging our ears, right? We don't want to hear it. Don't tell me nothing about the Democrats. The Democrats are the party of my mama, my great grandmama, my great granddaddy, and all the way back. And we go, oh, this family votes for the Democrat, right? Like that lady said with the infusion. I'm gonna stick out my arms. I'm gonna take the infusion. I'm not gonna ask what's in the infusion. I'm just gonna do it. Right? And that lady probably ain't here with us no more if she's not. Bobby, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Yes, indeed. Bakari says black folks in California are ignorant to these policies, and they think like they want to get along and go along with everybody. Yep. Listen, you know, I'm Californian born and raised, and I've seen it, right? I don't know. We think that's going to get us something, right? Let's just go along to get along. And it's like, well, look at your people in California. Black Californians can't even afford to stay there. There's more black people in the South now because just cannot afford to do it. Speed, how you doing? Walaikum salam. He says, stop calling them immigrants. They are criminals. Wow. You know. Everett, how you doing? Says my family lived in California back in the mid 2000s. They had to move. There you go. I should have read that to Nevada because the Mexican gangs and people were getting away with bombing and killing them. Yep.
And they're still doing that. They're still doing that to this very day. That's how they're physically gentrifying us, and they're politically gentrifying us. See, we got to pay attention. We understand the physical, but they're politically gentrifying us. How do you think Karen Bass is going to pass an ordinance at the city council? She has a majority group of Hispanic bloc that's going to pass all of this.
Absolutely. Larry, how you doing? So I see all the ones. I finally got down to the ones. Oh my God. I think I might be catching up. Evelyn, that's a hello to you. Says, right, all facts. Brown Eyes, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Reaction, he says, FBA free men need to sue. Yeah, or we could just, like I always say, we can organize and get our stuff together, right? We got a lot of money coming in and out of this economy. I was like, did I hear thunder again? A lot of money coming in and out of this economy, but we misappropriated, right? So we need to get better at keeping it in our community. Tracy says, I don't vote for either. The lesser of two evils makes no sense. Totally. Hey, Al, how you doing? He says, blacks waking up should be like Mr. Terrific in the Superman movie when he said, I don't get involved with people's emotions. Absolutely. Should not be any emotions in politics because looks where that's gotten us, right? Melvin, how you doing? He says, when you coming back home, LA? LOL, still in LA. Yeah, it's all bad with Los Angeles. For our people, we shall prevail, though. I totally agree. I'm going to come back when I can afford to. I have not gone back to California because I don't want to have to struggle there and nothing like that. But that's really the only reason why I haven't gone back. But trust me, when my coins get better, I'm gone.
We have tried to deport her out of the state, take her ID, all of that stuff, and she keeps sneaking back into the damn state.
And will. 23 Archer, he says, can't remember the last time I saw a pregnant FBA woman. For real? I think the last time I saw one. I don't really be out like that, but yeah, there's plenty. Bumpy Lump, how you doing? Says to see the Democrats fight for illegals should tell black folks everything we need to know. Period. Right? Richard says if I'm just gonna skip over you, and then you're finna be blocked eventually. Mesquite says I like Trump because he gets stuff done, executive orders, and roll right on past all the political tricks. Trump got tricks to Teflon Trump. Yeah, and you know what? To your point, a lot of people aren't MAGA, even though you got people saying, "Oh, you're MAGA, you're MAGA." A lot of people like, listen, I'm not MAGA, but I don't like what the Democrats are doing or trying to do. I want to get back to where, especially as Black Americans, we matter. Now, we know the Republicans don't think we matter, but definitely a lot of the things that they're legislating, with this mass immigration and things like that, that is going to help us. Now, when Trump talked about the black jobs at the National Black Journalists Association, whatever it was, people trolled him. The black jobs. But see, the Democrats were at the helm of that because they knew exactly what he was talking about. And now, again, we hear a lot of black people saying, yeah, I got a job now. Because the jobs, and let's keep it a buck too, especially in California, the Hispanics, they do a lot of gatekeeping. They're not going to hire nobody outside of their people. And like I always say, I ain't mad. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to gatekeep for your people. The problem is we don't do it for our own people. So we can take notes, right? Urban Spiel, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Says anything that divides us is wrong. I totally agree with you. Big D, Cali Love, how you doing? Says Culver City, first Black Jamaican woman mayor is doing the same. See, there you go. She, her, love, life, how you doing? Says true. They ain't saying nothing. If they were black folks, the Dems would be sick right now. Yep. But honestly, black people get treated like that all the time. As I said, I was listening to Al Sharpton. He wants us to get out there, and it's like, for what? We got enough of us in prison, enough of us in the graveyard, and a whole host of other things. But see, that's the only thing that's missing is black people. And the minute we get out there, then they gonna ratchet it up for real, right? But Al Sharpton want black people to get out there and help immigrants to do what? They're not gonna help us. When we help them get what they want, they're not gonna help us. They're gonna say, "I'm not black." So, who else haven't I seen? I promise you, I'm trying to just get to everybody at least once, and then I can catch back up. Leon, how you doing? Says more black people got attacked on Obama's watch. Yeah, but people don't like to talk about that. They don't. But you're right. Inuma, how you doing? Dave, what's going on? It says the European Union have free moments of workers, college, working gives cash benefits. USA is copying that Euro style. I guess they can use the debit cards to transfer cash to Mexico. Well, Trump is supposed to be making that harder for them to do, right?
Yeah, he's raised the rendition price, whatever you call that, the transfer price up, so that some of that money stays here.
Yep. Mission Vision, how you doing? Dwayne, what's going on? Says I believe they are funding them too. You think that the cartel is? I don't know. Like I said, if I don't have no facts myself, I don't like to further things I have no knowledge of. I'm not saying it's not true. I just said I don't personally have knowledge of it. JC, how you doing? FBA, how you doing? Salute to you as well. Who else? Bernie said, let me clarify myself. That's why California is fighting so hard for illegal aliens. California is a modern day plantation slave economy, which is awful and against federal law. Unlawful and against federal law. I mean, I concede that to you, but they do that because they don't want to pay residents of Los Angeles or California a livable wage. They know that the immigrants will come over here because they're making more money than they're making over there. But see, the one thing that Hispanics or immigrants, I should say, are good at is collectively living under one roof, going and getting all those minimum wage jobs, pulling their money together and buying a house and businesses and wash, rinse, repeat. They say we don't care, that we don't like each other, that somebody spent 2 minutes too long in the bathroom, somebody ate the last piece of chicken. We don't care about that. All we care about is working, buying, and building. That's all we care about, right? So they can do that. We can't. We cannot afford to work for next to nothing. Cannot. The minimum wage in the national minimum wage is $7.25. I live here in Texas, and it's still $7.25, not $725. $7.25 an hour. Who can do that and survive? Unless you're a kid.
and those of us here in Southern California, we know a lot of the Hispanics that come here, they have no desire to assimilate into American culture, because what they're doing is on the weekends, every so many weekends, they go back to Mexico and they build on the land or whatever they're doing in their verandas and just building these beautiful places. They like to work here and send the money back to the motherland. They have no plan to assimilate. That's why you see them waving their flags and stuff. They don't give a damn.
Absolutely. Carrie says, I live in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a whole lot of something's missing out in this city. Ross says, FBA needs to take a page from the other ethnic groups when it comes to voting for issues for our community. Stand on our square with reversing illegal immigration, getting reparations, etc. Totally agree with you.
I'm going to disagree with that, because remember, we wrote the blueprint. Everybody eats off of us. Civil rights was all that. That's why the Mexicans protesting, it ain't hot. It ain't really a big topic. Nobody really cares. But if Black people get involved, we wrote the book. All these people copy what we did. And, I would have to disagree with it for the main fact of they eat off of us. But then when we need them, me no Black, me Dominican, me no Black, me Mexican.
And hello, Life Alliance group, and Susan, how you doing? I totally agree with them. Reread it again. FBAs need to take a page from other ethnic groups when it comes to voting for issues for our community. So they're saying voting for issues like they do, we need to do the same thing. See, we don't vote for ourselves. We vote for everybody else, because the Democrats told us to do. We just have this blind loyalty to the Democrats, but they're saying that the immigrants and everybody else, they vote for things that matter to them. Now, they also say stand on our square. We're reversing illegal immigration, getting reparations. We need to stand. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, we wrote the blueprint, but we're not using the blueprint. It's got dust on the blueprint. We've had a blueprint all the way back to Marcus Garvey, even to modern day Ice Cube. Ice Cube with the contract of Black America. We got a blueprint, but we as Black Americans are so disjointed and loyal, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, we vote as a block against our own betterment. That's what we do. So they're absolutely right.
And I agree with them. I would do Ross P64. I agree with that part of it, but I just want to make sure that we know that we wrote the blueprint. The problem is, in my opinion, these representatives and these public servants that we elect, that once they get elected, they go do whatever they want to do rather than what the block and what we tell them to do. And like dummies, we continually re-elect them. That is where we keep going wrong.
Jersey Drive says, why don't you like the word tether? I just don't like it. I don't like, because to me, it has a lot of something else behind it. To me, it's like the N word or any other word. Me personally, I just try not to use those words. I like to be a little bit more descriptive than to say those. I'm not telling nobody else to do it. It's just not a word that I like to use. That's just me. I like to vibrate just a little bit higher when I am speaking about people. Now, don't get me wrong. I could be nice and nasty. Yes, I can. But I was reading, and I've reread it a bunch of times, a book by the late, great Dr. Ava Muhammad called Weapons of... I don't want to say mass destruction. It's not. Weapons of... I'll get the book for y'all in a minute. But I always reread it on the plane because it's a lot of good information. But she says we should stop cursing. So that's why I made a conscious effort to stop cursing. Now, I'm not perfect, but I've tried. Like now, I don't even want to say curse words. I catch myself before I do it. So I guess what I'm saying in short, to me, is like a cuss word. And I just prefer not to use that word.
Well, in the words of the great Eric Mays, you go low, I'ma go lower.
Yeah, I mean, you go too low, you're gonna end up in the gutter with people,
And I don't mind. I do not mind.
Hey, Phyllis, he says, thank you, sister, for what you're doing. I think it meant I said keeping us informed on our level. Thanks. You are the best. No, you are the best. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. And Donovan as well. Tim Screw Brown and Black Unity. Sooner you say is you can't act Republican and ever say reparations. Well, neither one of them are going to give us reparations. Neither one of them. They don't want to, but it will happen, right? As I say, if you know, you know. You are watching all the things that are unfolding all over the world. Yeah, if you get a chance, read this book, The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Then you'll understand what I mean by that. So it's not if, it's when, right? Indigenous Hebrew Israelite Awakening, how you doing? So they sabotage reparations for Negroes, but just give it away to foreigners. Oh yeah, because they need them for something, right? They don't need to give it. Would you listen? This is the difference. You need somebody to paint your house, okay? But you got somebody who's like, I'll do it for free. No. Don't give me nothing. I'm going to do it for free, and they're going to do a good job. I'm going to do it for you. Ain't got to give me nothing. I'm going to do it. But then somebody else is like, yeah, you can pay me. They might do an okay job. You can pay me. What are you going to do? You're going to go with the person that ain't going to, ask nothing from you, right? So, yeah. Anyway, let me keep going. So the point to that even was, yeah, the foreigners, they going to give it to them. They need them on board. We're already on board. So they don't need to give us nothing. I think that's what I was trying to say.
And I please do not go with that BS that California and the western states are stolen land. That's BS. That was purchased for $50 million plus debt that was owed against Mexico, that America was going to pay that. This is purchased land. So that's a BS argument that they have.
Hi, Janice Ridgeway. How you doing? He said, did Trump give $5 million to a parent whose daughter was a traitor to this country? Wow, what a bunch of hypocrites you are. Yeah, he did. And I don't agree with that. Now, I would say it's, I'm going to think 5 times before I speak because I'm getting a little hot under the collar. But yes, I don't agree with that at all. So, and my thing is, why you coming on here calling people names? Did you ever hear me agree with that? No, you did not hear me agree with that. She should have gotten, talking about the lady, her name escapes me, so forgive me. She's the lady that climbed through the window during the insurrection and Trump paid her family $5 million. I don't agree with that. But Janice, you never heard me agree with that. See, that you the people that I'm talking about. You're the people that help drag Black people down. You just drag us down. You drag us down because you ignorant. You just say any and everything. You don't think. You're just emotional. You just, what about them? What about what they doing? Instead of having a critical thought formalized in your little pea brain, you just say stuff. And then you say stuff to people who listen to you and they are uninformed like you, and they believe everything that you say. And it's sad because it's people like you that will rather lead, and I'm going to say that loosely, with emotions instead of facts. But how you doing? Maybe it's me, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know. Cynthia, you say, I just had a conversation with one of President Trump's friends, and I told them that President Trump needs to make Mayor Bass apply rent for all LA Americans who are unable to work behind their rent. I like that. Let us know how it goes, right? But again, how much can he really make her do, right? Yeah, they can withhold federal funds, and they may do that, right? Black man, how you doing? Said the judge is not Black. Okay.
Wrong. She is Black. Go look at her picture. Go look at her biography.
Well, I'll let y'all talk about that. Who else haven't I seen on here?
She has an African name. Go look it up.
By the time 103, how you doing? Long time no see. Let's see who else. And I see everybody's comments, I promise you, but I know I'm so behind. I don't mean to be. Y'all, please forgive me. Lily, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Black man. You said, okay, so judge is not FBA. So they're saying they're not FBA.
Yeah. No, she's of African descent. Yeah, she's of African descent. That's what I said. Let me read this one from Howard C. Brown II. He says, are they cleaning up space in California for the USA Olympics that's coming soon? That's supposed to be in California. Yes. Do you realize, and for those of you guys that are from California, isn't it true? It is now illegal to be homeless. It is a crime to be homeless in California, especially in the LA County area.
Hey, Artemis, how you doing? Long time no see. So it's a crime, and the Supreme Court said that it can now be considered a crime. So any state that wants to adhere to that, yes, they can enforce the rules as far as you being homeless, being a criminal. So I just want to put that out there. Artemis says, what is your opinion on Elon Musk creating a third political party? I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but he wouldn't be the first one to do it. Even Trump was like, oh, that's a terrible idea, right? Because they never want a third party. It's either the right or the left, the blue, red, Democrats, Republicans. But yeah, it'd be nice if somebody would create a third party. But see, you got to question Elon's intentions. Are you creating this third party? Because he used to be a Democrat. Then he ran over to MAGA. And then when MAGA kicked him square off in his flat booty, then he got mad, right? So he's going to create this third party. But I don't know. It just depends on what his intentions are. I like his other idea better, where he said he's going to spend money getting people out of office. I think that's a better idea. Now with him spending money, because he says, I'm the reason that Trump got in office. Y'all can do with that what you will. But I would like if he did spend money getting primarying people who are not holding Trump accountable. I like that idea better, and get people in there who are going to hold Trump accountable, or any president for that matter. Any presidents in there should be held accountable by Congress. That's their job, right? They're the checks and balances. Right now, Trump is just, flicking a wrist, getting it whatever he wants. So that's interesting. Brother Reddy says, tell Al Joyless and Wig Jr. To get out there themselves. I totally agree with you. What you waiting for us for, right? Share Girl, how you doing? Says, nope, we're not going. Arlene, what's going on with you? T. Austin, how you doing? We're doing well. No complaints. Let's see. Who else haven't I seen? Because I just noticed that we are at an hour. Yes, it's an hour. Miss Shantae, how you doing? Says, Trump cut a lot of red tape in the wrong places. Trump got rid of the EPA, poisoned the black town in Memphis. 100 gallons of water a day for Elon's mind reading supercomputer. So I'm not sure how much Trump had to do with what's going on in Memphis. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's his, like you said, the supercomputer. The mayor of Memphis was all right with that. In fact, Elon has a second one that's going up and running, and they haven't even looked at all of the EPA things, all the things that's going on with that machine. Of course, it is predominantly in a black neighborhood, and they said all the emissions and things that's coming off of it is toxic. But, they said, oh, we're going to wait and see. You know how they do. But the mayor of Memphis was all right with that. He's a wait and see type of Negro, too. Look it up. So, yeah, and Easy says, D. Houston Style Magazine say Ketanji inspires a global black economic forum during Essence Festival. Who is she inspiring? The people who ain't black? That's a good question. I don't know. She don't even know what a woman is. So how much inspiring is she doing? Yeah, Brother Reggie. I remember when minimum wage was $3.35 too. Matter of fact, that's what I was making. Jessica Jackson, how you doing? Says, what up? Demetra and Donovan finally caught you live. Yes, indeed. It was all pleasure meeting you in Ohio. Yes, indeed. C-Bus, Ohio. Let's see who else do I have on here. I'm trying to get down to the bottom because I'm sorry. I'm so behind. And I see all your comments. Clown, this how you doing? Said it's time for FBAs to be selfish. Now trying to be a coalition of nations haven't benefited FBA. So we need to vote all these off-code people out. I totally agree with you. Warren, how you doing? B Movings, what's going on? Long time no see. Says if nothing's wrong with the word. Yeah, I like I said, y'all can use it. I just don't use it on here. I don't like the word, just like I can't be on here, N-word, or whatever. I tried, like I said, I'm not saying nobody else, so please do not mistake me in this. I can only speak for me. I try to vibrate higher. That's just me. Because I feel like I can say all the other things, I can say the equivalent of that without it being derogatory. That's just me. Marlena, how you doing? Says like Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. I just saw a lot of teachers, and Jessica, you could probably speak to that, are getting laid off in Chicago due to a budget shortfall. Wonder why they're having a budget shortfall. Coco Tazo, how you doing? Says vote for what benefits your community, period, right? Mouses on Main Street, how you doing? Says I'm going to say this, please don't be mad at me, but yes, you wrote the blueprint. The Black Panthers, Martin Luther King wrote the blueprint, and they hijacked it from you. Well, I don't know how much of a blueprint, and y'all need to forgive me, okay? I want to be careful. I don't know how much of a blueprint Martin Luther King Jr. wrote. I think he had a blueprint. I don't know where it came from, but even toward right before he was taken out of here, it said, "I fear I led my people into a burning house," and he went to Washington to get our check. See, that was the blueprint he was on from, your Marcus Garvey's and your Honorable Elijah Muhammad's and things like that. But the blueprint he was following, that I don't think that came from nobody from our community. You know what I mean? But yeah. Who else haven't I seen? Enrique, how you doing? It says it's just like feeding stray cats, you would get more. Come on now. You said it better than I did. Guns and butter, how you doing? Long time no see. It says my black fatigue has become exhausting at this point. Our people are addicted to their demise. Yeah, and we don't know it, right? But we're unlearning that. Hey Terry, how you doing? Well, that word is probably more acceptable, but yeah, and I say I don't like that word because I've seen all the back and forth, and I know they got words for us. I don't like none of it, right? I just don't. Easy says, if the people who are not black perpetuate hate, then hate creates hate. Are forever equal and opposite reaction. I totally agree with you. I just not gonna be one of them, right? To be saying all of that.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Anita Howard, our good friend Anita over in Phoenix. She is either still in Africa or she's back. So that's really good. She is a dual citizen type person. She's a FBA, but she went and got her dual citizenship in, I think, Senegal or one of those places. So
nice. Phyllis, thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you. Says these so-called leaders here in Los Angeles are idiots. Totally. Cynthia, thank you so much for that. You said sending prayers to my LAFBAs. Americans continue to stay informed and stand strong. Yeah. Another thing too is I love this. My dad, he says the Bible says my people were destroyed for their lack of knowledge and their lack of knowledge, right? And people always say that, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but he always says people forget and the rejection of truth, right? So I say all that to say with the information, take the information, dissect it, and see if it's true and all that, and don't reject it, right? We can give our people the truth. The problem is our people like to reject it a lot until, as I say, I use the analogy all the time, the frog in a boiling pot of water. We become that frog and we boil to death, right? So yes, I totally agree with you though. Tiff, how you doing? Says, yeah, I'm tired of being the only one traveling to the high road. Gotta let people know you will go there. Yeah, but see, I'm with you on that one too. Like I said, I can be very nice, nasty, but I'm trying to work on not having to get to that point with anybody. I have to cut you off before you get there with me. That's why I am at 54 years old of age now. I'm like, I ain't got time for you to giving you all these chances to keep acting stupid, because if I keep going low with you, we both gonna be up in the gutter, and I do not like nothing that smells like the gutter. Just keeping it real with you. But I get what y'all saying. The high road is, or not taking the high low road comes from just, not having to go there at all. R. Lester, how you doing? Says, we know who Trump is, but who the hell are the Democrats? We don't know, right? Lisa, how you doing? Daniel, what's going on? He says, Karen Bass eating the mole and papusa. You crazy.
My good friend here, Harley Lynn, says it seems like the LA FBAs have it so much harder than Bay Area FBAs, and I would agree with that for the simple fact that we've been gentrified so much that our numbers are constantly getting lower and lower as people are leaving the state, going to Nevada or Phoenix, and even New Mexico now. There's a good conclave there, and then since we're so close to Mexico, unlike you guys in Frisco, which is a little bit colder and stuff. Yeah, there's Mexicans up there, but not as much as they're here in Southern California. They're saying there's over 1 million illegals in LA County alone. 1 million.
Yes, Brother Don, Allie Babbitt. That was the lady who was pew that she was trying to go through a window in Capitol Hill, right? Maya says, he says, Donovan, have you heard about the Texas case challenging majority districts? I'm conflicted about it because blacks have less representation, yet blacks representatives are mostly immigrants.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I just haven't followed it yet. But that goes to show you what I've been saying about gentrification politically. If we don't make a stand now, you guys, if we don't make a stand right now, your grandbabies will have no political voice to have any say in what goes on in this country. They are gentrifying us politically at the local levels and the state levels, as well as the federal levels. So we got to ratchet it up, you guys. I mean, ladies, when I say ratchet, I don't mean what you guys think ratchet. But go ahead.
Yes, and I've heard about the redistricting that the Republicans are trying to do. And that's basically, yeah, so they can have a stronghold and never concede to the Democrats. There are a lot of places in Texas, like Harris County, Houston, that is heavily Democrat and things like that. But yeah, they're obviously trying to finagle it so that they can have more of a stronghold. In fact, they're trying to do that in a lot of Republican states. But the other question is, what are the Democrats doing about it? See, that's what happens when you ain't doing nothing but giving away turkeys and all that kind of stuff and helping people that can't help you, right? So again, what are they going to do about it? What are they going to do to stop it? Now, I did hear, I can't remember who he's challenging. It might be somebody out here. He's a brother. He had a good idea. He says, okay, great. The Republicans are doing that, then the Democrats need to do it in the Democrat states. Redistrict there as well. Make it so where it's always Democrats. T2 can play that game. I say, you know what? While that sounds shady, but he's smart. Y'all could do it too, right? But will you do it? Are you going to say, well, it's not fair? Yeah. Larry, he says, how you doing? He said, look at how Governor Kathy Hochul got $50 million for illegal immigrants, and the companies in upstate New York are racially profiling Black people to deny us equal pay and equal opportunities. Yep, and she's a big time Democrat.
And Larry, let's piggyback off of that. The last jobs report, how many Black women lost their jobs? All of a sudden, over 100,000 Black people in the last job report lost their jobs. And there's another person in here named Cocatazo. They say we took 55% of Mexico's land. You're damn right we took it because we beat them in a war and we paid them for it. This is the type of nonsense and foolishness that these people come in here and want you to feel sorry for them. Cocatazo, I hope I'm saying your name right. No shame to you, whatever, but we ain't got time to cry for you. We got to cry for ourselves. We're homeless, but they're giving your people money.
Absolutely. Brother Reddy says Katanji only inspires the LGBTQIA plus at the carry. Well, at the what carry the 3 group. Crazy. Cynthia says, yes, absolutely. Trump should hold California funding until LA FBA's Americans are able to benefit from the rental assistance programs. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. And that sounds like that's going to be kind of a thing that's changing to Section 8, with this one big, beautiful bill. So it really all remains to be seen. Well, how you doing? It says, what are Black people doing when all these Black politicians continue to disrespect Black people? You know what? You'll get no argument from me at all. We got to stop voting people in because they Black and they fry a hell of a fish, right? We need to stop doing that. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah, you guys, somebody's been asking me in the chat. You want to look up the purchase of the United States. Look up the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. That was the treaty that America purchased. We didn't steal anything. We purchased it.
Got it. Donna, how you doing? And Mike, nice. Thank you for asking everybody to hit the like button. And thank you to all my moderators. Daniel says, no disrespect to Demetra. And Donovan says, but everyone, please pick up Love and Whiskey by Fawn Weaver. It's a good summer book. I'm reading it now. Thank you both for the stream. Oh, it's our pleasure. We don't mind that you recommend books. I don't be tripping on stuff like that over here. Lady Diana says, on March 16, 1976, I landed my first job. I was paid $6.35 an hour. That was a lot of money back then. It says that was considered high level pay at the time. In 1976, oh, absolutely. Artemis said, the Minister for Conference said
$2.72. That's when I first started working.
Yes, Brother Artemis, that is absolutely right. Via the Message to the Black Man in America. It's also on the back of the Final Call. It's been that way forever, right? Trying to see if I even have a copy of that. I don't have that book. Oh, wait, let me see. Do I have it? Yes. So here's the book. It's a blueprint, right? You can see that I've, read and will read and all of that. And then here is an old copy. But it's the Muslim program, what the Muslim wants, right? That's part of it. What the Muslim wants. It's funny because they went over that during the webcast today. Forget which one it was. But yeah, so there's been plenty of blueprints. Which one will we accept? That is the question.
Yeah, real quick, Demetra, before we get out of here. And I think it's important that people need to hear this. We were talking yesterday on the phone, and you were saying that the minister has said everything he needed to say. Could you elaborate on that for our co-hosts?
Well, yeah, you know, a lot of people, especially during the Savior's Day address, like, you know, where is the minister? Where is the minister? Well, he said, I've said all I need to say. I don't need to say no more. Do what you will. You know, the message has been out there. It's been out there forever. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been dedicating his whole life, you know, passing on the message from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And at what point do we listen? You know what I mean? Everything that they've talked about via that of Master Farad Muhammad has come to fruition and is coming to fruition. So what else do we need to hear that we will follow? You know, that's like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them think. Or you can give a person the knowledge, but you can't make them think, nor can you make them do something with the knowledge, right? Can't make them apply the knowledge. So some of this has got to be on us. And that's why we are where we are. Trump had to happen because we as Black people, we're too comfortable and will remain too comfortable until we become uncomfortable and say, oh, you know how we got to do for us? Well, that's what you've been told to do. Accept your own, be yourself, and do for self. We've been told to do that forever. So now we're getting to that. But look, as I often say, people will move for two things, pain or pleasure. I almost gave y'all the finger to me to do that. Pain or pleasure, right? People will do things differently. And now a lot of people say, oh, it's painful. Trump is painful. Then what are you going to do to get out of the pain? What will you do for your people to not feel the pain? That is a question that we need to answer. Jay Bro, how you doing? I'm just reading your comment. Who else do I have on here? Five Rings. How you doing? It says California is a place where the most sophisticated racism on the planet is practiced against FBA community, and it's so covert to where people say California ain't racist. It's not. Terry, he says Central California, no different. We are overrun here with illegals. Yeah. He says Houston is modeling LA Hispanics taking over or trying. I will say though, since ICE been running around, I ain't seen too many people out and about like that.
LA traffic, oh my gosh, D, it's almost like the traffic in the late 80s where you can get to LA in 45 minutes.
That's how it is here too. It's not as, you know, congested. Stanley, how you doing? It says you're going to have to watch who you're voting for office, especially with these Democrats, because they don't give a jack about Native Black people. All they care about is other people that don't belong here. You're absolutely right. Daphne, how you doing? It says God is in control of everything. Say it again for the people in the back. And no matter what, you cannot out legislate the will of God. You cannot do it. You got to get what's been written and been prophesied. You got to get what you put out there. Right. So there's nothing they could do. Ernest, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Original Copper, he says they have to go. Who else haven't I seen? Jennifer, how you doing? Says Mexico. Okay, so Donovan addressed that already. Bill Lacey, how you doing? Says illegals are getting tax dollars and now they want free rent. And I see no outrage ban. It says about this at all. I think that you're trying to say, yeah, because people just don't know.
Yeah, I got a question for you. If socialism is so great, why is it that people are risking their lives in these rickety boats and stuff, fleeing socialism? It doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, ultimately the people are should be the power. Right now, the people aren't the power, and we should vote people in there. It's going to help us too. Right now, we have, you know, a government that's helping everybody else and doing it in our faces. Right? Other countries, when they see that go on, they turn up. Over here, we're like, we're that frog in a boiling pot of water. I don't like it, but I'll get used to it. Right? Bruce Tracker, how you doing? And those of Aztec Mexican descent colonized the region and in and near Mexico since before the Spaniards came. So there's that. Do your historical homework. Yes, indeed. And hello to you once again. Brother Nine says you only got 425 in 1978. I mean, that still was pretty good. I got $3.35 in 87. So yeah, Hitsville, how you doing? Long time no see. Brother Samuel, what is going on with you? Jessica says, show off that intelligence, Demetra. I'm trying.
Stop shutting down passport bro spots.
I ain't had nothing to do with that. Let's see, who else haven't I seen on here? Pretty women in classic cars. How you doing? Says black folks in California is no voting block. They lost it. Not enough black Americans in California now. Why it took so long rather for y'all to wake up. It might be too late for Cali. I agree with you.
It is too late. It is too late. There's not enough black people as a collective to really make a difference in Los Angeles.
Yep, totally agree. You know what? I got to the bottom. I did it. Tracy says, I remember when I lived in San Jose, and I remember at one job I applied for, they will write your ethnicity on your application. That was back in the 80s. Yeah. Now, especially in California. Faith, how you doing? There's a lot of, as I said, gatekeeping going on there. I did a video, it's not out yet, of a sister turning up in a McDonald's on a Hispanic manager because I guess her daughter tried to get a job there or whatever. But they said they're hiring like they always do, but they just not hiring black people, right? And so she's like, hey, I need to speak to you. And it was not a pleasant conversation. Okay. ICE came into the conversation and all of that,
Yeah, and I have a question for you guys right now. We keep talking about, the Democrats keep talking about this and that and, what they're going to do. They have no plan, whatever, right? We have a felon in the White House. A felon. Has anybody in the Democratic Party proposed to change the law in regards to running for president of the United States? Not one of them has done it. But yet they were complaining the whole way and using lawfare against this man who is now sitting as the president. But yet they're doing nothing to codify and fix a situation like that.
Exactly. Somebody said, what about the town, Hitsville, that burned down recently? That's Altadena. It burned down, and they're selling their houses, because they can't afford to rebuild, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, and for those of you guys that don't know, those homes predate the 1981 electric code building requirements. So if the people try to rebuild, you have to put more money into the house, which is where a lot of black people, they don't have those extra funds to do that. My house was built in 1980, and I had to keep my insurance. I mean, they said you don't have to do it, but we'll just drop you. The insurance companies are making you either upgrade your electricity boxes to meet the new standards, even though your house is old. You don't have to do it, but they won't cover you. And this is what goes on in California constantly. If it's not insurance, it's gas, refineries closing down, pushing up the prices, all kinds of stuff that they just keep taking out of our pockets. And now they want us to use our tax dollars so that illegal immigrants who should not be here could sit at home because they're afraid of being picked up by ICE in a country they're not supposed to be here to begin with.
Sounds like welfare to me, but and then the way she was saying it was like, y'all should be all right with that. They're scared to leave the house, so we're going to take them food and all kind of stuff. It's like, that's what I said. Back in the day, they used to hide it. Back in the day, it was like, well, we going to, do it esoterically. Now they're like, hey, can I get your attention, please? We're going to be giving money to illegal immigrants, and they scared to leave the house, and we're going to be door dashing them from some food so they don't have to come outside. Excuse me, say what?
Yeah, exactly. My man Bakari Akil Bey says, black folks are 7% of the population in California, yet they make up 43% of the homeless population in California. But yet, knowing that, the Democrats have done nothing to deal with that situation. And think about that 43% that are homeless. I would almost guarantee the majority of those are black women and children. And remember, Demetra, last year, wasn't I ringing the alarm before it really got to become a problem? I had brought it up a long time ago. I said, hey, we better start looking at what's going on here.
Yeah, King Shaw, how you doing? And who else did I see on here before we leave? Jennifer, what's going on with you? Renaissance woman. I'll get back to your comment in just a second. King Shaw says, I see them racist Republicans are saying nothing about Latino getting free money. I don't hear a single word from Officer Tatum or Anton Daniels or Charlie Kirk or Nick Fuentes. They're crickets. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they will. I don't know. I don't follow them. I know all those people you talk about, I don't follow them. You know what I mean? But why are the Democrats silent? They're very loud when it comes to other stuff. Any and everything. They're loud about what's going on with the immigrants, but silent about that. So I hear what you're saying. I really do. Renaissance Woman says they keep saying impeach him, but it's likely they don't realize Vance will become the president. The Democrat Party embraces themselves daily. It's funny, too, because Vance took his family to Disneyland, and they said it was hundreds of protesters out there. Man, that's diabolical right there. Buying a high ticket to Disneyland to go protest the vice president. To heckle him and his family at Disneyland. I know his kids is like, this is not the happiest place on earth, Daddy. Catherine, how you doing? Said, sorry, I'm late. How much taxpayers is she giving them? It's allegedly not taxpayer dollars. It's comes from a private fund, from what they're saying. So,
and you guys know it comes from a private fund. Then eventually they find a way to use tax dollars. Remember, Kamala Harris was $20 billion gone. All these Democrats, Stacey Abrams in Georgia, money laundering. Where did all that money go? The Democrats are good at money laundering, allegedly. But again, where did all this money go?
Yeah. Mackie says they're doing the same thing to Americans in Mexico. Yeah, and I agree with them. Get out. Take yourself back to as Europe and Americans, white Americans and white Europeans. They're like, yeah, y'all need to go. Hurry up today. Jennifer says Democrats want to charge $1 a mile. You drive in California. Well, listen, I know all about California traffic. You ain't going nowhere fast, so you probably end up paying 50 cents, Ernest says, if the bootleg Black Democrats gatekeepers think that they are going to get away with selling us out and we are woke now, they are seriously mistaken. A day of reckoning is coming. Totally. Late.
Brother Reggie, please behave. He said Stacey Abrams done ate up all that money.
Oh, you need to quit. You better stop. Late night hour. How you doing? Says I was just on Skid Row yesterday. Yeah, and it's not a pretty sight at all. John Q, Atlanta Public, I think that's what it is. How you doing? Says no, the Black men who are the most homeless. Yes, that is true. Black men are the most homeless. They are.
But again, that's always the case of single able-bodied Black men. That's no problem. But when the numbers of women with children that are being evicted and they can't find shelter, that is a problem. It is on the rise.
Yeah. Mr. B, wow, 1004, how you doing? Says it's time to break away from the two-party system. Totally. Who else? T-Rex, how you doing? Says Donovan, are you sure that is mostly brothers who are home? That is not mostly homeless, brothers who are homeless in California. Yeah.
Well, the most homeless is Black people. So you take it or leave it. Black men, Black women, and Black children. I'll take it like that.
Yeah, it's Black men. And it's Black men mostly around the United States. But in general, Black people. Patricia says, so if they stay home, then they're easy to round up. Well, they can't come get them. They need a warrant to get them in the house. So, yeah.
And then with this big, beautiful bill, the rise of the sisters, it might start happening too if we don't do some intervention. Because again, food stamps are being cut and Section 8 is being cut. So the myth of the strong, independent Black woman, that is a threat right now because Dimitri, you ready for this? Dimitri hates this, you guys. You ready? Uncle Sugar ain't gonna be paying no more.
Uncle Sugar is the government. I forget that. I almost said a word I wasn't supposed to say on here. The guy's name. He was the governor of Arkansas or senator, and now his daughter is Huckabee. Mike Huckabee. He said Uncle Sugar. Welfare. Shar, how you doing? Says, how long are they going to be afraid to leave the house? How many years? Yeah, right. 4 years until Trump get out of office. Blocka, how you doing? Says Anton Daniels just made a video about illegals getting cash payment reparation. He was against it. Yeah, again, they don't follow everybody. I don't follow everybody. But, people like to detract from the original conversation, right? Well, I hate whataboutisms. I really do. Relevant Melon, how you doing? Says reparations and separation. No more immigration in our nation. I like that. That sounds like some bars right there. Bernie says a lot of protesters at Disneyland were senior citizens. Yeah, because they like y'all about to cut off our shmoney. Okay, we're gonna use the last money we got to buy this ticket. We ain't finna ride no ride, not a small world or nothing. But we coming here to let him know. Since they won't have no town halls and all that other stuff, we don't like it. Okay.
Yeah, and the Medicaid that's getting cut. Most people that are on Medicaid, the biggest group of people on Medicaid are white people. So they voted for their own demise. And you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah. So we're gonna get out of here tonight. Oh, you says I can't believe this demon rat having the nerve to try to cause a separation of black men and black women. What's up with this dude? I don't know who this dude is you talking about. I can speculate, but I'm not quite sure who you're talking about. But yeah, black people are most homeless, but yes, it is actually black men who are the most homeless. So I mean, just for reference sake. All right. So anyway, and Bakar says LBJ told you poor white folks. Yep. And it worked. Then it, and how you doing says the money will not last for long. Yeah, they said it's a couple $100, right? Lena says the same old play, just rebranded. Yep. And Tracy says folks make up a majority of food stamp section 8 and Medicaid. So they talking about white people. Yep, pale exactly. Folks.
And I'm glad.
Yes, indeed. And Mike, nice peace to you as well. So we're going to get out of here. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. We overstayed our welcome, but I will be back here tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for great topics. So y'all please join me at 5 p.m. Central Time, as I cannot wait to see y'all again. So in the meantime, y'all have a great rest of your day. MC Fact, you didn't get an alert. Oh my God. I don't know. We have to call up Mr. or Mrs. YouTube and see what the heck is going on. Oh, we're about to get out of here. Mary, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for the compliments on my hair. I actually need to wash it. But I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Peace.